Hello, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to this show to this talk today. And first and foremost, I would like to thank Mavin for inviting me here. Today, I and Rajvin, we are going to talk on a special topic, which is very what you call, I would say, it's quite common. Yeah, but very often people take it very lightly, lah. Okay, so the topic will be effective communication. So I'm going to speak on that. By the way, I am Nahan and I'm from Malaysia. I'm also ebook writer and a trainer. I teach people how to write ebook within 24 hours. That is my forte, and I'm doing this for the past 3 years. I'm also a motivational speaker, okay, and I've written 16 ebooks to date. Yeah, in the month of December alone, I've written 3 books. So, okay, welcome. Yeah, welcome to this show. Okay, let's talk about effective communication. What is communication? Yeah. When we say communication, it is basically the most important thing in our daily lives. In our daily lives, yeah. Without the effective communication, it is very difficult for us to uh, communicate with the others. Yeah. And very often we will see people are not able to communicate well. Yeah. And that is the reason very often whenever when there is a discussion or when the bosses are talking to their subordinates, the leaders are talking to the team members, yeah, the message just doesn't go through very smoothly. There are a lot of hiccups because there is no teamwork. If there is no proper communication, it's impossible to have a good teamwork. It is also it will also affect the trustworthiness. Yeah. Only with a good communication you can build yourself to a state where people would listen to you and you also, and at the end of the day, both parties will come to an amicable solution. That is the importance, or that's the key behind effective communication. As I said in my previous talk, yeah, in my previous talk about the traits of effective people. So when I say effective, it is not just successful. Yeah? Effective is something you're balancing your life, the personal life and also your professional life. Okay, and for all these things to happen, one must have a good communication. And communication is not a habit; it is a skill. Okay, communication will not just you cannot make it into a habit unless you practice or you have the skill. Once you have the skill of communicating and you use it effectively day in, day out, only then it will become a habit. Until then, communication skill is a technique. Okay. And this technique must be learned over a period of time. So let me jump into the main topic, yeah, into the gist of it. Uh, Let me give you a scenario, yeah, between a father and a child. When when the father or the parents, they speak to the child, normally what would be the response of the child? He will only reply in one word, correct? I think it happens in most of the homes. But when the same question is asked by the friend, how does the child respond? He can talk for hours, right? He can talk for hours. Why? He must know why. Why is it when the Parents ask, he's only replying with one word answer. Where did you go? I went to the field. What did you do? Met my friends. See, the response is just one word or a one sentence. Right? If a friend were to ask the same question, imagine, or you would know how the child responds. I'm sure as parents, we would have seen this even with our children, with our grandchildren. Yeah, we would see these things happening. Actually, it is good time to ponder why is it happening like that. The reason why the child is not able to communicate well with the parents is because the child does not have the confidence that the parents are listening to him. He knows my dad is listening to me just to reply. You can't blame the child. It is a fact. It is a truth. It is no longer a myth. Okay? In the modern world, the parents are so busy, you know, both the parents are working to find to be the breadwinner of the family. They got no time for the children. And they expect the teachers to give them the moral, to teach them everything. That is the first mistake we as parents do. You know, actually to inculcate good values, it must start from the home, that is from the parents. So when the child does not have confidence that the father is listening to him, understand him, obviously he is not going to open up. Why should I open up to my father when I know what is he going to reply? And the same scenario also happens at the workplace. Okay. For example, a staff knocks at the door of the boss. Okay. Knock, knock, knock. Yes, come in. When he enters the room, he will see the boss is very busy, you know, busy writing something. As he is writing, he looks up on you. Yes, come. What's your problem? The boss says. So when the staff sees his boss doing such thing, do you think the staff will have confidence that the boss will really listen to him? Because the boss is so busy, you know. Although he's off and on looking at the staff and doing his work, and he may be doing his work and talking. Yes, okay, tell me what's your problem. Sit down, sit down. Tell me what's your problem. Obviously, the staff is not going to open up because he knows the boss is just listening. He is not paying attention. How how do you think the staff will know about what the boss is thinking? It's because the way the boss speaks, his language, his hearing, and his eyes. So there are three ways of listening. Okay, you must always, for an effective communication skill, you must have a listening power. You listen with the intent to understand first, then to be understood. That is one of the traits of effective communication. You listen not with your ears, but you listen with your eyes, okay, with your words and your body language. You know, for example, if the staff says something and the boss says, yeah, see, he's telling yeah. At the same token, he can say, yeah, oh, yeah. See, the intonation of the words give a very big impact to the person receiving it. Yeah. So as a person who is saying it, If he says with his body language, with his words, and with his ears, yeah, the staff who is seeing the boss, he will know. The boss no need to tell. No, the staff will know. My boss is not paying attention. If he is not paying attention, why must I waste my time with him? I know his answer. Sometimes people listen, yeah. Sometimes, or in fact, most of the time, let it be parents, friends, or bosses. Usually, they listen to. Can anybody unmute and say when a person listens, what is his intention? My father listens in order to. Can anybody share with me?
To
To
understand.
understand.
Yes. Beg your
Yeah,
pardon?
to understand.
Okay. Is that the actual thing that is happening everywhere?
No,
Does a parent, does a boss listens to his staff to understand what the staff is talking about? Mr. Prem, what is yours thoughts?
I think
Why
the
the,
boss will listen to give a
what?
reply. So,
Exactly. Exactly. You got it. So very often, whether we like it or not, it is a fact. In most occasions, let it be parents or bosses, they listen to reply. Okay, I'm listening to my before my son tells me anything. The minute he stops talking, I give my response. I give my reply. When the child knows this, do you think the child will open up? Obviously, no, because my father is listening to me to reply. I know my father from small. I know the way he responds. I know his answers. So if I know that is what going to happen, why should I open up? So that is the fact in everywhere. Everywhere we go, let it be at home, let it be at the workplace, or let it be with friends. Yeah. So an effective listener would listen with the intention to understand first. Okay. The minute I understand, and how will I understand is by having a good communication skill. That means when I listen through my ears, through my eyes, and my body language. Yeah. So if I use this, then the child will know my father is really listening to understand. And when the boss or the parents, they are listening to the grouses, to the issues that is being said to them. Okay. An effective listener will follow certain skill because listening is a skill. There is a saying that we must have a empathy listening, not a sympathy listening. When you sympathize with anybody, you are following his process. You are following his sentiments. Yeah. You are in line to what the person is talking. That is sympathy. I sympathize for you. I feel sorry for you. When the person comes, oh yeah, I really feel sorry for you. No, I'm really sorry to hear this. See, we are sympathizing, but an effective listener would not want to show sympathy. Instead, what he will show is he will show empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is different, sympathy is different. Yeah, sympathy you are giving in, you are submitting yourself to the other party. You know, and the person feels sad, very upset, you condone to what he is telling. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry this happening to you. You know, I feel so sad for you. You see, you are already getting emotion from the person who is telling his process. That is sympathy. That is not what an effective listener will do. Instead, an effective listener will have the empathy. When you say empathy, as a listener, or let's put it in a real case, yeah, the boss, he would not sympathize you, but he would empathy. When you say empathy, listening is first and foremost. The boss should not throw a pie. You know, the AEIE, that's an acronym. Right? The pie is an acronym. So when we do effective listening, we should never throw a pie first. Okay. When I say what is A? A is what do you call advice. Okay. A is advice. Never advise upfront because you haven't fully understood. Second is P. Do not probe. For example, when the child is telling, I didn't go to school yesterday, Pa. You're probing it. Why you didn't go? What happened? You know? So they will try to probe. This should also be avoided at the initial stage of empathy listening. Okay. Next is I, API. What is I? Interpret. Do not interpret. Again, the same scenario when the child says, Dad, I didn't go to school. So as a father, I tend to interpret. Oh, you didn't go to school because you wanted to meet your friend. See, I'm interpreting without knowing the exact cause. I'm judging. Okay. So APIEIE. E is evaluate. Do not evaluate. At the initial stage of communicating, a person should never throw a pie. A pie is an acronym. AEIE. Never advise, never probe, never interpret, never evaluate. All these things you can only apply once you have fully understood the situation. Yeah. And that person has also gained confidence in you. Once there is a confidence, what happens next? Trust comes in. That person also will trust in you. Wow, my boss is listening to me. He has understood me. I have got confidence. I will trust him. Likewise, even the boss, when he has already understood, yeah, then he expects himself to be understood. So it has to be a two-way communication. As a result of this two-way communication, and when the boss does not throw a pie, that is what we call empathy listening. Yeah, as opposed to sympathizing. Should never sympathize. When you sympathize, you are already submitting yourself to the other party. Yeah? So once you have achieved this process, yeah, once you are well acquainted with this process of not throwing a pie front, then you see at the end of the day, with the communication, both parties will be able to accept each other, and then only the boss or the parents can throw a pie because the child has already fully understood. He's very confident. My father is listening to me. He has understood he has understood me. Now I'm in a position to openly talk to him as a friend. I'm not going to talk to him as a father. I'm going to talk to him as a friend. Remember, initially I said, when the parent asks a question, the child only answer one word or one sentence. But if the friend were to ask him, you see, he can talk for hours. It happens everywhere. I'm sure it happens in all our homes. We can see this happening. Yeah. So effective communication is very, very important for a lot of things, even during meetings. Yeah, even during meetings, there must be healthy communication. A healthy communication will only happen if there is the term seek first to understand, then to be understood. So when I talk to anyone, I must be able to understand their situation first. The minute I understand and the other person realizes, oh my God, Nahan has finally understood me. That is the time you will see things change. Communication become closer. The relationship becomes closer. See? And once the relationship becomes closer, they can talk freely. The boss can throw a pie anytime because they are already uh, achieve that level of understanding each other and confidence and trustworthiness is there. No? So this is where when this happens, there will be a lot of trust within both of them. And as a result of trust, discussion will become very healthier. Whatever uh, you can you can argue, no problem, but you argue in a right mindset with a positive approach. Only then you will be able to achieve what you want. Not only you, both parties. That is where there is an element of win-win situation. No? Win-win situation. If there is no empathy listening, there will never be a win-win situation. That means the boss must win, the staff must win. How can that happen? Only through effective communication. We discuss, we understand, we explore, understand the exact situation as it is, not from my frame of eyes, but see the world as it is. Don't see the world from your frame of mind. Okay, look at the world as it is. Look at the situation as it is. And for that to happen, you must have an effective communication with this approach, empathy listening. Okay, so this is how it happens in order to be an effective person, in order to resolve whatever conflicts or whatever argument or whatever disputes. Everything can be solved, but you must have an effective communication. And this thing will also, of course, again, as I said, I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, easy to say, but difficult to apply. But nothing is impossible. Anything you do is very difficult at the start. But if you practice it day in, day out, day in, day out, okay, at the end of the day, you will achieve what you want and we can live in a harmonious environment. We can have a very good teamwork. Yeah, we'll be able to do increase our productivity, and people will also be. They no need to be macro management. Only need to have micro management. You need not manage the stuff always because the trust level is already there. With a good communication, with a good relationship, I am sure a lot of things will happen in a very positive manner. Yeah. I hope I didn't confuse you all. Yeah. I try to use simple words. Yeah. Actually, whatever I've said, yeah, I'm always been telling you all, yeah, I'm an avid reader of Dr. Stephen Covey's philosophies. I follow through his philosophies. And if you all have the chance get a copy of the book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Whatever I've said is already there. This is basically, today what I talk is only about habit number 5. I like to share this because I have seen this happen. I have gone through this. You know, people look at me now, those who have met me 20, 30 years ago, they're amazed to see the person I am now. And I should really salute Dr. Stephen Covey's philosophies. Yeah. And of course, there are many other books. Yeah. I've read quite a number, but this is very simple and very, very practical. It is a universal approach. It works for principle centered people. If I am a principle centered person, that means I'm now going to sway. I'm very firm in what I'm doing. This is what I am. I'm like a lighthouse. I'm not going to bend. If I'm a principle centered person, I would find it easier to adopt these approaches. Yeah. Not everybody can do it. There is a process. And this process takes a long time. You cannot learn this within 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, or 1 month. It may take long. Yeah. It may take long. But you have to be persistent. Continuous effort. Never give up. In life, you should never give up what you're doing. If you know you are a person-centered person, you know what you're doing is right, you know this is the way to go, you know this is the way to approach to achieve the vision, this is the way I'm going to act with dignity, with integrity, and I've got a open mind to discuss anything to anybody with the approach of empathy listening. I am sure sooner or later, all of us will at least be able to achieve part of it. Okay? Because we cannot expect 100% change, but at least the gap is reduced. When you reduce the gap, you'll become a happier person, a more peaceful person, less stress. Otherwise, let me assure you, you will get the 3S. You know what are the 3S? Prem, would you like to, because you have listened to me many times, would you would you say what are the 3S? Okay. First one is stress. Yeah. Because you are emotionally upset, always got argument, you cannot get along with your staff. Stress. When you get stressed, what happens? You get a strike. And when the strike happens, finally, stroke. So, stress, strike, stroke. This will definitely happen if you're not careful. Yeah. If you're not really careful on what you really want, and I say this is a process, not it's not a habit. Of course, eventually it becomes part of you. At that time, it's a habit. But for it to become a habit, you must learn the skills, learn the techniques of effective communication. Yeah. So this is my short sharing today. I hope what I have said, at least a little bit, you you will realize how far it is true. Okay. Finally, it is you. You must decide what is it I want in life. Yeah. Especially with small children, try to train them from small. Inculcate good habits. Inculcate how to communicate with your siblings. Inculcate how to make them communicate with creativity. You know. So finally, you will definitely achieve what you want. And at the end of the day, once we are gone, we will be able to leave behind a legacy. I love to use the word legacy because as we age, once we are no longer there, people will forget us. But if we have done good deeds, if we have created a legacy, even if we are no longer alive, we are still alive in their minds. That is a power. And that's the reason I also encourage people, whatever knowledge they have, put it down into books, simple books, you know, and I'm a master of that. I'm the technocrat in ebook writing. Yeah, that we will speak later. If you are interested, get in touch with Dr. Shabana. Okay. So with that, I think I believe I have I've shared with you what I'm supposed to share. Yeah. All this thing I'm just talking impromptu, I don't have any written notes because I'm ingrained with the seven habits. Okay. So I'm just talking out of my experience, what I have seen, and I know with this kind of things you can what we call share your knowledge to others, especially the youngsters, the younger generation. Yeah. Who knows? One day they will learn what we are shared because this is a universal truth. It is not a skill that I created. It's a universal truth applicable by anyone. Yeah. So with that, okay, since I have spoken my part, maybe Rajvin would like to share because she is an expert in yoga, laughter yoga. For you to use the laughter yoga, it will be very useful if you are stressful, if you are unable to perform your duties, if you are unable to communicate with your staff because you got so much things in your head. So how are you going to release your burden in your mind? So this is where Rajin would come in. So Rajin, now the ball is on your hand.
Hello, everyone. Before I today as Nahan mentioned that effective communications is very important in our home, in our life, in our and the most important element is we communicate to make people understand us. So begin I would like before I begin with um laughter yoga and my talk, I would like to sum it all up. To begin, I would like to begin with a short meditation. Is to Before I begin laughter yoga and my actual gist of thoughts, and we will ask question and answer. So I invite everyone to close your eyes. Try to think of nothing. Let us enjoy and be peaceful. And I would like to ask everyone this question. When was the last time you ever initiated effective communication with your child, with your child, with your workplace, with your co-workers, or the the helper who doesn't understand you, or helper who's been with you for a long time? So the question is, the time to initiate effective communication and laughter is now. The place to be initiate effective communication is now, and we we have the place to talk, listen, and not reply is now. So at the end of this meditation, we will all make our promise. Before I start my laughter yoga and my talk, we will we will we will after this meditation practice, we will all invite ourselves to communicate effectively, mindfully, and relaxedly, no matter how 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 I was this morning, how you as an audience was this morning. The question is, now we are going to communicate from this day forth, effective communicate. We are going to be effective communicate and in all aspects of our life. You may open your eyes and with a glow and with a smile, you rub your palms again and create the energy. Ha 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 ha.
Ha
So
ha 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 ha.
so that was a short meditation for you guys. Now I would like to do some uh effective communication laughter exercise. One of the effective communication laughter exercise is is that when you when you when people don't understand what you say in your workplace, in your life, what you need to do is do silent laughter. Silent is communicate without sound. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah. So the other one is also when when we have uh when we have when we have too much on our plate, we have argumentative laughter. I mean, like people point fingers at you. You point, you point, you point one finger. It comes back to you. So ha 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 ha. Yay! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Yeah. This this practice is for effective communication to avoid conflict. Of course, when the conflict is extreme, you need to talk it out. Like one more is talk therapy. Now that was laughter yoga for you, and I would like to begin with sharing my thoughts. Now, the key to an effective communication is uh, is a beautiful smile and uh and a listening ear for so that people can listen to us and not judge us, and we have and also a teamwork. So that is my quote as Miss Beautiful Smile and a trainer and a laughter yoga coach. And yeah, so effective listening comprises of this. So special thanks to uh Dr. Dr. Shabana and the Mavin team for inviting me and Nahan to uh share our thoughts share our thoughts on this topic. Now, what is effective communications in my eyes? effective communications is when you have people listen to you with an empathetic ear. You're not asking for sympathy here. We're asking for empathy. There's a difference between empathy and sympathy. So, what is the purpose of effective communication? Effective communication uh, makes a person understand you better, right? Understand you better, and effective communication mm, mm, uh, makes people aware that you are expressing your feelings to be heard. So let your voice, I would say, let your voice be heard instead of being being suppressed and uh giving harm to yourself even more by not speaking it out. That is what I do. So, for example, a father and child, like what Nahan said, if if uh if a father
Right, turning the living room
or a
TV off.
parent does not understand the child, he, the child has to um has to voice out his or her opinion. The same goes to when you are having a co co co-worker and subordinate with you. Certain conflict of uh certain clash of ideas cause conflict of interest in the same organization. So how do we overcome that? How do we overcome that? We overcome that by communicating effectively. How do we communicate effectively? Like I just mentioned, we have to voice out our opinion. We have to listen to understand, not listen to reply. And we have, of course, we have to listen to reply, but we have to listen to understand first. Then it will be effective communication. How do we apply this? How effective communication can be applied to our daily life by practicing healthy self-talks, laughter yoga, expressing ourselves in journal, and being with people who empathize with us, not sympathize, and being with people who do not blame us for who who we are, who we are, and embracing our life as it is. I'm very happy that I am embracing my life as it is, and I am actually being an effective communicator by writing the uh, book Healthy Lifestyle, A Journey Towards Success. That is, that is, and I'm going to be on my second ebook very, very soon. And that is how effective communication is. Writing is also a form of effective communications. Emails, writings, and if a person doesn't understand face to face always causes conflict or people's don't understand each other. So email and WhatsApp or just maybe could be the second best. And one more tip is, uh, in order for us to apply effective communication, is we must laugh a lot and love ourselves. So when we love ourselves and laugh a lot, we can we can appl- we can be a effective communi- communicators. But sometimes when we express ourselves a lot, then and laugh a lot, we tend to develop this phenomena called effective emotional catharsis, whereby sometimes um, sometimes crying also can be a form of effective communication when you are too bottled up in your plate. Therefore, uh, therefore, writing emails, counseling, and everything, ebooks, and we have uh, writing emails, ebooks, and expressing our thoughts, positive self talks, laughter yoga, and other empowering efforts like expressing yourself in videos can be a can be an option for effective communication. So in today's world, effective communication is pivot plays a pivotal role among mother, and child, among father, mother, caregiver, and child, or father, mother, caregiver, child, and siblings, and everyone else. So be an effective communicator today to make the world a better place to live in. Thank you. Um,
Thank you.
anyone
Yeah.
anyone
Yes,
open for question and answer,
yes.
please?
Myself, Subhash Bajaj, and I have problem with effective communication. I lack effective communication due to stress and anxiety in my mind for a long period. Because during my childhood, I was a shy boy. I used to I was a hesitated boy. This hesitation and shyness up goes on continuously in my young age, as well as now I have crossed 70 years of my life. I have served in a bank, Canara Bank, for 36 years, and I suffered a lot due to lack of effective communication. And generally, my body trembled when I used to stammer. So even now, I am not a good listener. You are right. For effective communication, I must be a good listener. My manager advised me from time to time, many times, you should be first good listener. But negative thoughts used to go in the mind again and again. I am not a effective communicator. So I have stammering also in my childhood. Even now I have stammering, but it is just how can I be a effective communicator? Otherwise, the thoughts goes in the mind, not express fully. Please guide.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Subhash Bajasi Haji. Okay, what you have reflected, I have also gone through. I also used to stammer in my early days. Yeah, I was a very bad stammerer. In fact, I have also written a book on stammering, uh, on the proven techniques to overcome stammering. Yeah, but these are something we have gone through in the past. Again, as what you said, you also what you call get agitated and all this thing. I think these are all part and parcel of life. At those days, we didn't have all this kind of training. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of training, so we were what we were, and life has gone. Life has already passed. Now we are at this stage. Yeah, but realizing what are the things that we could have improved. Of course, we could not improve now because we have already passed the stage. Yeah. So what we can do is at least when we listen to our grandchildren, our children or anybody for that matter, we try to cool down. When you are getting very agitated, just do not reply, because when you reply at that point of time, you are talking out of emotion. You are too emotion, so that just makes you blur out things without you knowing. So whenever you are caught in such a situation, what I would do is I would keep quiet. I won't respond. I just keep quiet. Just listen. No, just listen. Doesn't matter. People say what you're just listening only, not don't answer. Doesn't matter. We know our situation. Yeah, we have gone through now. So now I'm just going to listen. You talk. It may take a day or two. Just ponder, cool down, relax. Once you're cool down, you see the way you think is different. Then you go and meet the person who was talking to you, who made you very upset, who made you agitated. You are now in a cool mind, in a free state of mind. Then you go and talk. You see the way you talk now, it will be different from what you used to talk when you are under stress, when you are under emotion. So this is what, in fact, I also sometimes, not only I think many of us do experience these things. But the only way to solve that is when you are emotion, do not respond. That's the key. Just be quiet, no? Just okay. And even if you miss, just say sorry, doesn't matter. Because only courageous people can say the word sorry. You know, when the situation is very tense, cool down the situation, just say sorry. Finish. The whole thing, that softens. And once you are relaxed, you are in your fresh mind, you can think, then you can approach the person and you see the way you talk will be very different. But never, as I say, never throw a pie. When there are, under any circumstances, unless your relationship is very good, very strong, your bondage is very strong. And once you have understood the other person, then only you start throwing the pie. You will see the communication will improve. Yeah. Even at our age, we can still. People say, oh no, I'm already too old, I cannot change. I am what I am. I do not buy in that concept. Yeah. I do not buy in the concept. Because if your inner voice, if your desire is to change, you can. You can. It's only, we always put the blame on our age. That's that's the key. That's the most important scaring part. No, we try to defend ourselves. Oh no, I'm already too old. I cannot change. I am what I am. You have to accept me what I am. I think those are all old school of thoughts. Yeah. Now in the modern world, the world is changing. I think there is no age limit. Age is just a number. Yeah, it's just a number. It's all inside here. As long as you are active, we are not senile, we can still think what is logic, and if we realize what you've done is wrong, just say sorry and keep quiet after that. Don't say anything until a situation when you're ready to talk. Yeah. So that is my response to you, Mr. Subhash Bajajji. I hope
Thank
I've cleared.
Yes,
Yes, very well.
you have cleared my problem very well. So I thank you for the same. Actually, you are right that if any conflict situation, I should be cooled down first. Then I can improve my relationship with my son. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. What about Mr. Pritamji?
Yes,
Uh,
you have very well said. It's not the age, but still, you can't control your emotions at this age as well. It's
Exactly.
difficult. You have to get to know yourself more. Only then you can do it.
Exactly. Fully agree with you.
It
Yeah.
means that you have to discover yourself. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Rajin, I've seen you after a long time. I'm coming on this Mavin session after
Mhm.
a very, very long time. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much for listening to
To
my
us.
to us, like mine and Rashmin's talk. Yeah.
Now it was
Hopefully,
very well
benefited.
said. It was a very good talk. Thank you
Okay.
very
Thank
much
you.
and love you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Premji, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a very, very informative session. I recall when I was working as a police officer, one day my boss, he called me to his cabin and it was very tense. I knew I was going to get blamed for something that was not directly my responsibility. And when he mentioned the stuff he was going to tell me, I listened to him and I said, "Sir, you're right. I'm sorry." And that's it. He didn't know what else to say. He just looked at me, I looked at him. Then instead of continuing, he started defending me. I understand your situation, Prem. He became very empathetic towards me. And in the end, he didn't give me a hard time. He, in fact, helped me out. He solved the problem. And then I didn't get the worst. I didn't get any letter from him, nothing. It was just amicably solved. I realized that my saying sorry was not that I was admitting my mistake or my shortcoming. I was trying to make the matter go away. If I was to defend my position and defend myself, it would have prolonged. It would have gone on and on. And he would
Very
have found fault with me. And he would have won because he's my boss.
Yeah.
But by saying sorry, he nipped it. We
The
solved
boss
it.
is always right, right?
Thank you.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Dr.
Good night.
Shabana, back to you.
Yeah, thank you
See,
Good
so
night.
much.
see
Thank
you
you.
all in the next talk.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, actually. See you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. In the
Bye-bye.
morning
Okay.
also interesting talk, na? 8
Merry
o'clock.
Christmas.
Yes, 8
Merry
p.m.
Christmas to all of you. If
Yes,
you are
happy
Yes,
celebrating,
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
yeah,
Happy
Thank
New
you.
and a
Year.
happy
See
new year.
you in
And
the
And a happy new year.
next talk.
yeah,
I'll try to
In
be in the morning.
the first, yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
Thank
you.
you.